Here's your host, Sabrina Turner.
Good morning, Cayman, and welcome to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. I'm your host, Sabrina Turner. The Business Buzz is brought to you every Tuesday and Thursday from around 7:30 until 9. Every second Thursday of the week, we only have a shortened segment, thanks to Money Sense, who took the first segment today. Again, the Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Medical Supplies. Give them a call, 949-6211, and also Cayman Insurance Centre, celebrating 45 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. I am pleased to put the spotlight in our shortened show today and hear more about Island Care, a new hippotherapy. Miss Lisa Vasquez Cummings is a hippotherapy certified psychotherapist? Physiotherapist, and she's here in studio to tell us more. Good morning, Ms. Cummings, and it's a pleasure to have you on our show.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Cayman. Thank you for having me.
Share with us a little on Island Care. What is Island Care? And you know, you just got started in June, so you're very new to the office, to the services that you provide. Tell us more.
Okay, well, Island Care opened in June, just a couple of months ago. I was previously working in administrative work in a couple of different physical therapy businesses on the island, mainly RVC Rehab with Ms. Jackie Smith and the new Align in Camana Bay. After my involvement with these two projects, I just decided to scale down on my responsibilities in administrative care because I was longing to get back to patient care. And so that's how Island Care came about, from wanting to get back into patient care.
Now, what can be some long-term benefits from seeking physiotherapy for oneself, and how rewarding is the line of work?
Well, physiotherapy is quite a broad spectrum of services that we provide for so many different things. The most common therapy that physiotherapists are known for is orthopedic therapy, whereby if you have neck pain or back pain or wrist pain, or if you sprained your ankle, or if you had like a surgery and the doctor sends you to physiotherapy for a couple of months after that. Right. That is the traditional therapy that we are all quite familiar with. There's also the therapy that involves, for example, when people have major accidents like a traumatic brain injury or a spinal cord injury, where physical therapy restores mobility and functionality in life after a huge change like that with your body. But there's also physical therapy for women's health, where we assist in restoring the core and the pelvic floor, for example, after multiple child births. There is also physical therapy for people that have had a stroke, or children that are born with neurological deficiencies, mostly known diagnoses like cerebral palsy, where the nervous system has difficulties with handling the body, walking, moving, speaking, quite an involved diagnosis. And so physical therapy, I could go on and on and on. We also rehabilitate people after they have had severe burns, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So extremely rewarding career.
Because you bond with these patients and you build relationships.
Yes.
Just that the trust is coming, and for you actually helping them on their recovery road.
Exactly, yes. I believe most physiotherapists we want to help people, but we like to fix things. And it is extremely rewarding. Yes, you go home after being involved in administrative work for like 5 continuous years. and going home with spreadsheets in mind and like all kinds of other these other non-physical therapy things.
Not your thing.
In the last 2.5 months, I feel alive and restored to be back in the helping people regain their life. And I'm just...
It's more fulfilling for you.
Extremely fulfilling, yes.
Now, break it down for me and the listening and viewing audience. What is hippotherapy? And talk about what ailments can this type of therapy address?
Okay, hippotherapy is a therapy that has been around for centuries because horses have been used to rehabilitate bodies for long time. People that had injured themselves maybe in the 19th century, the 18th century, 17th century, there was only horseback to get back on, and so you would just get back on your horse and recover. And the way that hippotherapy has been developed in the last 50 years within the medical community is through research on the specific three-dimensional movement that a horse has, and the three-dimensional movement that compares to the movement that a human has in their pelvis. So if you are having difficulties walking normally, which is, for example, in cerebral palsy, a lot of children and adults that have a diagnosis of cerebral palsy, walking is difficult, so you will see a lot of assistive devices being used. And hippotherapy is extremely efficient in rehabilitating gait, stimulating normal gait from the horse's pelvis being transferred onto the human pelvis and producing in about a half-hour session 2,500 repetitions of input into the nervous system, whereby the patient's body receives the normal movement. And when the patient comes off the horse, you can see it. You can see the result of the repetition of normal movement transferring. And it not only transfers into walking, but also upright posture, endurance of posture. It also stimulates digestion. It strengthens the core. It also assists with coordination. I could also go on and on and on, but that's hippotherapy. It's the use of the equine movement as a treatment strategy within physical therapy.
Okay. And for those, I know you relate to the horse itself. What for those persons who have this fear of horses or may have fear of horses? Or you're just looking at how the movement of the horse and try to imply that with the assistance given?
Well, the hippotherapy itself is just like a regular physical therapy session.
It's just
where, like, for example, you would put the patient on a bicycle.
Okay.
Right? And so you, as a therapist, you decide, well, this person could really use the movement of the horse as a treatment strategy.
Right.
And so you do an assessment, and if there's a fear of horses, then that's not the treatment strategy that you choose, However, because the treatment is done in a confined setting, in a small arena with highly trained horses, which are in Savannah at Cowboy Town Stables, the horses are very docile. There is always, in a session, 3 to 4 people assisting in the session. So there's usually someone in the front of the horse leading the horse.
Right.
There's one person on each side of the horse. And so there's a lot of safety issues that we take care of. And it's not a riding lesson. It doesn't involve like a saddle. It doesn't involve reins. It doesn't involve anything other than the patient sitting on the horse, receiving instructions from the therapist, doing specific exercises to accomplish the goal for the session. So sometimes people say, I don't like horses. And then we, depending on the like or dislike, we may do just a preliminary session where they go and meet the horse and see the facility and, usually people do come around, you see, because it's very controlled and very unique.
Well, it is. And how have persons embraced this style of treatment now, understanding that you are certified to be a physiotherapist in this? Are you the only one that offers this right now?
Well, this is something new in Cayman.
Okay.
I received my certification last May, so about a year ago. And we have yet to start doing a traditional hippotherapy because we are liaising with the Health Practice Commission to ensure that everything is in place at Cowboy Town Stables to be able to do a full-on hippotherapy session, taking consideration of all safety factors and policies, procedures, doctors near the site, et cetera, et cetera. So we have not initiated doing traditional hippotherapy. However, we do have a service called equine movement, which is not physical therapy, but it's exercise. It's an exercise session, like you would go to a gym,
right,
or a pool to learn how to swim or to do exercises in a pool. I have a specific kind of an exercise session, again on the horse, where you do exercises on the horse. But it's not physical therapy because the level of complexity of the diagnoses are reserved for when we do get the hippotherapy up and running. But the equine movement uses similar concepts, but with individuals that are not quite as compromised. So, for example, if you have been in an accident and you were in bed for a long time and you were deconditioned and you love horses and you want to get back out and you don't want to go to the gym and the hospital physio bores you. So, once you you like the horses, and if you are wanting to use a different kind of an exercise and activity to bring your body back together and restore your posture, your balance, and your coordination without too many medical complications, then these equine movement exercise classes are now being offered.
Okay.
Yes, so that's while we get the hippotherapy aspect.
There you go. And I'm learning something today, and I'm quite sure our viewers and listeners as well. You're in tune to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz, and today we find out all about Island Care and the different levels of physiotherapy being offered. We are pleased to have in studio telling us more Miss Lisa Vasquez Cummings, who is AHCB hippotherapy certified physiotherapist and owner of Island Care. Now, Island Care is located in Eastern Avenue, the Brit K House on the ground floor. And for more information, you can give them a call, 925-6677. The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Medical Supplies and Cayman Insurance Center. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll hear more from Island Care.
Oh gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies. Free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
Homeowners, protecting your family and property is crucial during the season, and you should always assess insurance needs long before a storm makes landfall. Most insurers won't issue policies when a storm is imminent. Cayman Insurance Center's team of professionals can help owners like you find the most comprehensive coverage and competitive rates. Call Michael Webster today at 925-5433 or Denise Brown at 814-7229. Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call Michael and Denise today at Cayman Insurance Center.
At Kirk's Home This week at Kirk Home Center, drink your favorite fruits and vegetables with a juice extractor for $44.99. Stay looking sharp in neatly pressed clothes with Black & Decker's Classic Iron for $40.99. Keep flowers and plants in full bloom with a half-gallon watering can with an extra long spout for $4.99. And save on a drill and project kit, including 66 tools and a carry bag for $111.99.
Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
89.9 Radio Cayman helps you to weather the storm during this hurricane season.
One of the most crucial elements of hurricane preparedness is storm awareness. During the season, it is of utmost importance to pay attention to the latest local weather forecast, as hurricanes do not suddenly form or strike. There are various methods of advanced notification. Utilizing such may be the difference between a favorable outcome and disaster. Both television and radio serve as excellent mediums with up-to-the-minute storm path information in the wake of a hurricane. Another method of tracking a hurricane may be only arm's length away. Your smartphone or tablet can be your most valuable tool before, during, and after a storm, providing countless numbers of apps with crucial hurricane information. Many apps allow you to track storms with moving radar and satellite imagery, plus offer alerts, current conditions, forecasts, advisories, and even video.
This hurricane preparedness tip was brought to you by your community radio station, Radio Cayman 89.9 FM.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Sabrina Turner, as we keep the spotlight and hear more about Island Care. And telling us more, I'm pleased to have Ms. Lisa Vasquez Cummings, who is a physiotherapist and owner of Island Care, telling us more about the services being offered. Recently opened in June, definitely her approach in physiotherapy, and we're going to get into holistic management and physiotherapy using rebounding. That's what we're going to talk about to let people know what this is all about. So tell us, what is physiotherapy using rebounding, and what does it consist of?
Okay, well, rebounding is the use of a mini trampoline as a means of exercise and movement. In my case, as a way of rehabilitation. So in the last maybe 10, 20 years, rebounding has become popular with one specific rebounder called Cellerciser, which has been promoted for decades now. And then there was a new company by the name of Bellicon. It's a German company that is producing these amazing mini trampolines that are, instead of using coils like the traditional mini trampolines, they use bungee cords. Okay. So the bounce on those mini trampolines is extremely soft, very gentle, no impact whatsoever when you exercise and jump in one of these mini trampolines, and it's quiet. So it's quite deluxe to get onto a rebounder. And the way that we use rebounders in physical therapy is varied. In my specific case, the main reason why I got into using rebounders in my practice is to reduce swelling. There is, I don't know why there is such an epidemic of bloating and swelling everywhere in the United States. And I know in Cayman, a lot of people have ankle swelling, lower extremity swelling.
And pitting as well. There's a lot of pitting edema.
With pitting, yes, exactly. And that can cause all kinds of problems, cardiovascular problems.
Or it could be a sign of cardiovascular disease.
Well, it usually is.
Yes.
But sometimes it's because you sit down too long and you don't take rest breaks and get up, walk around. There's just like a whole slew of complications that come from sitting for a long time. But rebounding has been known to be extremely effective to do lymphatic drainage and movement of the lymphatic fluid in the body, because when you rebound, and these are mini trampolines, so you're not doing tricks, you're not jumping up and down like a crazy person. It's very controlled. At the beginning, your feet don't even come off the rebounder. You're doing a health bounce, which is just pushing into the rebounder, and your body goes from being on the rebounder to being almost off, and so you are weightless for 1 second.
Okay.
And that weightlessness moment opens up all the valves in your circulatory system and your lymphatic system so that it moves everything. So it circulates all your fluids in your body. And so if you have any stagnant fluids, like what happens with the pitting edema in the lower legs, everything starts resolving. The tissues expand, contract. Every single muscle in your body, every time you jump up and down on that rebounder, every single muscle contracts. You can feel it. You can touch your biceps. You can touch, and everything contracts, mini contractions. And so you can get thousands of contractions in a 30-minute workout on the rebounder. And so as a physical therapist, I, like, for example, recently we had a patient who had a bariatric surgery. And so this patient was quite big and started losing weight. And so the body starts weakening.
The muscles become very limp.
Because they're used to being supported by the tissue, right? And so as the body starts losing weight, it's important to get a person in an exercise program. But if you have been obese for a long time, you're not really used to exercising. So I am using the rebounder for that diagnosis, like after a bariatric surgery, to gently get the person to get back to a health routine that they can do comfortably at home, and a little mini trampoline that they're not going to hurt themselves. They don't have to. They won't pull a muscle, nothing. They're just very simple, gentle exercises on the mini trampoline. Good. Extremely effective.
Now let's look at the holistic management side. Let's talk about the various aspects of rehabilitation and healing relating to holistic management.
Holistic management mostly refers to addressing a condition from different perspectives, using different disciplines and points of view on the situation. So my favorite example is low back pain, which we are all quite familiar with if we haven't had it ourselves. And prone to, yes. And we have a family member or friend that's always complaining about their back. And so some people will address it through physical therapy. Other people will address it through chiropractic. Other people will address it only exercising, or they'll go to a massage therapist, or they'll go to acupuncture, right? And after being a therapist for 19 years, I have found that low back pain and a lot of different conditions in the body react very well when you approach it, for example, from physical therapy, chiropractic, and acupuncture. And so once you approach it from the Eastern, the Western, and a little bit of physicality, then you are you have a better opportunity to grabbing every aspect that is part of that low back pain, because usually low back pain is not just one component.
Yes.
Sometimes it can be physical, it can be because of stress, it can be hormonal. And so when you approach it from an interdisciplinary point of view, the specific practitioner that is seeing the person, like, for example, the acupuncturist may address any hormonal imbalances that there may be, or any problems with the flow of the energy. And sometimes as a physical therapist, you can do everything in the book, and then you incorporate the acupuncturist and something shifts. Or you incorporate chiropractic and something shifts, and then boom, they're on the other side.
Wow.
So as a physical therapist, I am not end-all, be-all. I love to incorporate chiropractic, acupuncture, and massage into some diagnoses that are complex. And it's just great because I get to work with the other rehabilitation
as well,
medical specialists in the community.
Now, Ms. Cummings, you come with a specialized background of Stanley Paris manual therapy and orthopedics. Tell us more about that.
Stanley Paris has a university in the United States in St. Augustine, and it's University of St. Augustine. And he has a full program on manual therapy, which is a specialization that takes physical therapists to a doctorate's level in proficiency in managing the musculoskeletal system. So on the way to getting your doctorates, you can become specialized in manual therapy, which is basically just being extremely diligent and specific on how you manipulate the joints and the musculoskeletal structure in the body. And so it involves a lot of myofascial release, which is kind of like it's a form of a massage where you stretch the tissues out so that you even the dynamics of the movement mostly in the spine.
Right.
And so we use myofascial release, and we use joint mobilizations where you move the joint through its range of movement, all the way from flexion all the way to extension. And if you go through the full training of manual therapy, then you can also learn how to thrust a joint, which is similar to what a chiropractic adjustment is. So it's a specialized work where you become very specific on the manual movements that you do on the patient.
Now, does patients have to be referred to you, or can they just visit your office? How does it work?
Cayman has an open access to physical therapy. So a patient that is having any discomfort with their body or with the way that their body is working can approach any physical therapist in the community. And the only time when you will need a medical referral is, number one, if the physical therapist finds a sign or a symptom that needs to be further researched by the doctor, or if you want your therapy covered by health insurance, and the health insurance demands a medical referral. Okay. But not all health insurances require a medical referral. So it's dependent on those two factors, a health insurance requirement, and of course the initial evaluation where the therapist, I personally enjoy it when I get a patient that has been pre-scanned by the doctor, and they make sure that it's not anything systemic, like, I don't know, maybe a cancer, or like sometimes we have
terminal illness.
Yes. like big things like that. You know, once there are all those big things, and then they say, you know what, your back pain is not like from a kidney infection, right?
It could be metastasis or something that you could cause additional injuries with what you do. So it's good to collaborate with their primary physician.
Yes. That's my first thing is, have you spoke to your doctor about this? And then when the problem is a bit complicated, then I say, let's go speak to your doctor.
Slow it down a little bit.
Get everything cleared. And once your doctor says, okay, let's go for therapy, then we go to town, and then we can use everything that's available. So yes, medical screening, a must in my practice.
You're in tune to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz as we hear more and put the spotlight on Island Care. The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Medical Supplies. Give them a call, 949-6211. And also Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 45 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. Over to you, Susan.
Homeowners, protecting your family and property is crucial during the season, and you should always assess insurance needs long before a storm makes landfall. Most insurers won't issue policies when a storm is imminent. Cayman Insurance Center's team of professionals can help owners like you find the most comprehensive coverage and competitive rates. Call Michael Webster today at 925-5433 or Denise Brown at 814-7229. Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call Michael and Denise today at Cayman Insurance Center.
Oh gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies. Free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
Support our port, support our tourism.
Did you know government agreed very early on that the piers would be built on pilings in deeper water to minimize the environmental footprint? Marine life will still be able to move freely underneath them, and coral relocation remains part of the plan.
Looking forward, looking bright.
Learn more and spread the word.
Support our port, support our tourism.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, keeping the spotlight and hearing more about Island Care. And telling us is Miss Cummings, whose owner, Miss Lisa Vasquez Cummings, telling us more. Now, if persons have questions or want to try rebounding, do you offer complimentary demo classes or sessions?
Yes, I do. Everything I do is on a one-on-one basis at this time. And anybody that would be interested in trying rebounding, even if they don't have anything to address from a physical therapy standpoint. Mm-hmm. I have people that have come to me that want to just purchase a rebounder for themselves, and I promote these Bellicon rebounders. So they're like top of the line.
Wow.
To me, if it's going to deal with your body, you have to go top of the line.
You're investing in your own health, and so look at it as an investment.
So I have people that come, they buy a trampoline, and then I see them once. We determine what they're wanting to achieve. If they're having any orthopedic problems, then I design a specific program for them to start on their trampoline, and then I see them once a month so that we can upgrade the program. But if you're a fit person, there's tons of videos on YouTube that you can just plug on a video and get on your trampoline in front of the TV. That's how I work out.
Okay.
I jump in front of my TV.
What is the long-term goal for the business, and what can persons look forward to from Island Care for the remainder of the year, especially?
Well, for the remainder of the year, I am looking forward to organizing a community bounce with anybody in the community that owns a rebounder. Mm-hmm. That way we can start meeting each other, the people that like to rebound. They're out there in the woods. They'll start coming out. There's also Energy, the fitness studio Energy. Mm-hmm. They have a bounce class with using these amazing Bellicon rebounders. So I'm thinking that a lot of the ladies that take those classes might come out and join us in the community bounce. And I just want to introduce this so that everybody because you see, it's something that you can do as children all the way up to, I have a 90-year-old patient that rebounds every single day in his house. Wow. So it's an inclusive activity that can be shared with everybody, and I would love to have 100 people rebounding in the Camana Bay Paseo at some point. That's my dream, to have rebounding in Cayman as a active community.
For the sake of those who may just be tuning in, and where are you located and what are your hours of operation?
We are located in Bridke House on Eastern Avenue on the ground floor. I'm sure the community has heard of Novo Clinic. That is as you come into the ground floor. And so we are within that space that Novo Clinic has, which is now also Back to Health.
Okay.
So I operate in that space in Novo Clinic / Back to Health. We have a gym area back there. We have a few treatment rooms. I work closely with the team from Back to Health, which is comprised of chiropractors and physical therapists. Everybody extremely knowledgeable, and
you have a team.
Together.
You're surrounded by a group of
I'm not.
as well.
I know I'm new, and right now I'm a one-woman circus, but I do have a team of other healthcare professionals that work right there, right next to me.
Which is key.
Yes, chiropractors, physical therapists, massage therapists, and acupuncturists. Yeah.
What is the best way for persons to reach your office, or to get further details on Island Care?
Well, I put together a little website myself. It's very simple. It's just 2 pages. Islandcare.ky. Very simple. And I have 2 Facebook pages. One is called Rebounding in Cayman, and the other one is called Hippotherapy in Cayman.
Okay.
I'm not really wanting to do an Island Care page because I want to concentrate more on what we do than on the business page, itself. Right. So that's why I created the 2 specific things that I would like to differentiate myself from, which is Rebounding in Cayman and Hippotherapy in Cayman. So that's the easiest way to find me on Facebook or on the webpage. But Facebook, always easier.
For aspiring physiotherapists who would like to get into the field, what advice would you extend to them?
I love hosting students. So the other day I was talking to a young Caymanian that was telling me that she's finishing high school next year and she wants to get into something where she can help people. And she told me she wants to be a policewoman. And I was thinking, okay, well, that's one way that you can help people. But as a physical therapist, I thought, you want to have a career helping people? Come spend some time with me and learn about physiotherapy. There's, I think, over 12 physical therapy rehabilitation clinics in Cayman nowadays. So any young Caymanian or any young person in the community that's interested in learning about a career that's lifelong rewards and well paid, contact any of the physical therapy facilities and they would be happy to accommodate you for a summer internship or maybe a week of following one of the therapists. I know that at Align, Dr. Christina Maxwell loves having patients, students. I love having students. And I don't know who else loves having students, but again, we all love to help people, and so we all love to help students and bring in the new generation of physiotherapists, right? So
I agree.
So anybody that wants to learn, they can call me, and I will find the clinic because I don't have too much of a dynamic situation right now. Maybe the next year I would be able to take on a full-on student.
Right.
But I know there's, like HSA takes in students, Align takes in students, ASAP takes in students. So, yeah.
You're willing to work with them. When that time, you know how to. I will place
them with one of my colleagues in the community.
Ms. Lisa, what would you like to leave with our listening and viewing audience this morning, a takeaway from this interview and about Island Care?
Island Care is available throughout the week. I have very flexible hours. Even if I'm not in the office, I'm always on WhatsApp available to anybody that may have any question. And I am available for one-on-one evaluations if they want to know whether physical therapy is something that would help them. Again, if it's a student, just all about of being of service. So the takeaway is that they now know that I am where I am, and that they can just contact me, and I will be happy to guide them, whether it's a career question or a health question or I want to learn more about bouncing, or can I be a volunteer in your hippotherapy sessions? I love horses. Anything
You'll
like that.
fit them in.
Yes, definitely. I have time. I have tons of time, which not a lot of people have a lot of time.
You're blessed.
I have tons of time. So please come and visit me, call me, WhatsApp me, reach out to me on Facebook, and
And repeat your number again.
925-6677. Easy peasy.
Ms. Cummings, thank you for sharing and being our guest on the show. It's a pleasure to have been able to put the spotlight on Island Care and hear more. We want to wish you all success.
Thank you so much for having me, Sabrina.
It's our pleasure. Now, we've been speaking, and our guest this morning is Ms. Lisa Vasquez Cummings, AHCB, hippotherapist and hippotherapy certified and physiotherapist, and owner of Island Care that is located right over there in Britcay House. That's British Caymanian along Eastern Avenue. Give them a call for more information on 925-6677. I want to thank you, our listening and viewing audience, for your continued support, and our sponsors, Cayman Medical Supplies. Give them a call, 949-6211, and also Cayman Insurance Centre, celebrating 45 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and service. We would like to thank our producer, Susan, and for definitely producing the show. Until Tuesday, have a safe and fabulous Thursday.
Shaken yet standing firm.
I was not built to break.
This is Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.